We are back. Hi, we are off the rails. I'm Aisha Praught-Leer with Eric Jenkins.
Hi.
Hi. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long, and it's just been 8 days instead of 7.
Because we usually record on the weekends, and then once we have to push it back a few days, and which always happens when we go away for like a race, just getting back from Chicago. But yeah, couple days go by, and I'm like, I haven't seen Aisha in a while. I think.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, October 14th. We usually record on the weekends, but we pushed this so we could talk about Chicago Marathon, all of the fun stuff that happened. I had severe FOMO watching the whole CITIUS team be in Chicago, and I was home. And it's like, when you're the odd person out of the group chat, like, does everybody still like me?
Yeah. Well, you're like, are they making a new group chat without me?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like,
not only
what
that, but they're
memes am I
talking shit about
missing?
me. Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're probably having so much more fun without me there, huh?
Yeah.
No, we all miss you, and it's one of those things. We're like, we really could use Aisha here. We're just missing. We feel like we're missing one link. And yes, of course, we started a new group chat, and yes, of course, we were all talking shit. But after we stopped talking shit, we are like, we do miss her. We do miss her.
Good. Good. How is Chicago? Like, as a city? We'll get into the race later, but like, how are you feeling exploring yet another new city for Eric in 2025?
Love Chicago. Again, we've talked about it before, but you don't get to see as much as you'd love to. But it was super cool. The brief window I was there was super fun. Get in, do our dear friend Ali Feller's live show. Super fun, great time.
I'm going to stop you right there because I just listened to this on my way home from work. It took me 90 minutes to commute home. It was just like a bad traffic day. It was hot as all get out on the bus, and I'm just sweating, and I needed like an SOS. Like, I'm like, before I go postal on everyone in this bus, I'm gonna need something to take the edge off. And then I remembered that I wanted to listen to your and Allie's podcast today before we recorded today. And I was like smiling and giggling, and it really saved my day. So
Thank you. It was
thanks.
so fun. I wasn't sure what to expect. First off, there was, as you know, first off, so Allie has built quite a thing with her, obviously her live shows, but like the pod, and there's so many people there, packed house. And so like she would be asking me these questions. So she does like her own version of categories. And my God, with the spotlight on me, I was freezing up.
Oh no. Were you like embarrassed by your freeze up, or were you just rolling
Yes.
with it?
Oh no.
Oh,
I was
no.
embarrassed. I was really embarrassed. No, I was no, I was rolling with it because I had no other choice. But I was like, man, I cannot think of any word because the category, it was, categories, and then my letter was D, and I couldn't think of a single word that started with D up there. Lights are bright, hitting me. I'm sweating. You think you're sweating on the commute back. Me up on the couch when I couldn't think of anything for categories. I was like, luckily the crowd was fantastic and helped me out. And when I say help me out, they gave me every single word.
I was like picturing you up there, just like you have a distinct look when you're trying to think for
Yeah.
something. It's like you want to appear present in that moment, but like your brain is working so hard. I could just sense that face of, oh God, I really hope this comes to me.
And the thing is it wasn't coming. So
I was dying at one of the she nicknamed this categories Eric Gories, which does not roll off the tongue.
no.
But she had said, like, what's one food that you shouldn't eat before going for a run that starts with a D? And I'm like, at this point, I've got off the bus, I'm in my car, so I can yell answers out loud to no one. And I was just thinking, like, Doritos, like, just think of anything, man. Like,
I could have used you. Yes. Oh, it's easy for you to say as you're just as you're by yourself, but I couldn't. Doritos would have never come to me up there. I think, and that was one of the final Eric Gorey questions. So, I mean, luckily by that point, I'm like, Ali, we gotta wrap this. You see, I'm dying up here, dying. I could have used that somewhere in there.
It's so good. It seemed really, really fun.
It was so fun. Yeah, it was. I was talking with Mac before it because I was like, man, I haven't been nervous like this since I retired. It was so fun. No, I wasn't nervous like, oh my God, this is gonna be like really bad. If I knew what I was up for with Eric Gorey's, I probably would have. I might have been more nervous. But it was you know how it is. It was a packed house. She's got the Taylor Swift pumping. Everyone's fired up, and bunch of hungry fans out there ready to see Ali. And it was it got the blood pumping. It couldn't have been more fun. I hope I get to do it again.
Would you ever in your life want to host a live show?
Aisha, you know, at some point we are going to be hosting a live show.
No, I'm just seeing if it was like a positive experience, like, yes, we should do this, or you shit your pants and you can't do it. You're too nervous.
No, it was definitely positive. It was one of those things. As soon as you get off, you're like, oh yeah, we got to do it. It was so fun. Nothing but a good time. And even with the Eric Gorey floundering, the fans were an absolute delight, a real treat. And no, it was super fun.
Her fan base is like they're the best people. They're the nicest. I mean, I think that it skews female in the audience, so
Heavily.
the nicest ladies. Yeah.
No, they were so nice, and because Allie's super unique and like she's gone through so much, and through it all is just like unbelievably upbeat and like super inspiring. And you could see, because you know she would, like she does in her show, she kind of bears it all out, and she kind of wears her heart on her sleeve, which is why everyone loves her. And you could look out into the crowd, and the people were like so emotionally invested, and it was adorable and really, really cool to see. So yeah, her fans are the best.
So special. So that was Friday night of Chicago.
That was that was Friday night, and then Saturday we did our preview. That was Saturday. We were doing some interviews, and then we got dinner. Then Sunday was the race, and then and then see you later.
Any delicious food and drink that was consumed in Chicago?
Actually, yes. So you know how these trips can go. There's really
especially without me planning for the meals.
Yes. Especially without you. And no Chris this trip, which Chris is a big meal planner. So I was basically planning to do a hard 72-hour fast. And I was like, okay, this could be good. A lot of good benefits with fasting. I'll do a hard 72-hour fast, and I will experience no Chicago food. But Mac actually got a reservation like a week in advance, and to a fantastic dinner spot. And that was on Friday night. So after the live show with Ali, we did an amazing dinner with Ali, with her friend Connor, and Karen, and it couldn't have been more fun. So I was literally, me and Mac were talking about it. I was like, I cannot believe you had a reservation a week in advance. And I was like, my God, I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, that's so huge.
It was
I
huge.
never I never thought I'd hear the day. Like that's a true 180.
True 180.
It's
So it
yeah,
was
no
we didn't do
fasting.
no fasting. I didn't do like, the Chicago classic, like the deep dish pizza or the a beef dip sandwich, but still ate great. And no, Chicago was fun. The races were insane. Great performances. So it was, yeah, super fun.
Your setup seemed very close to the course.
The setup was as close, I mean, genuinely as close to the course as you can get without being on the course. Because I mean,
That's fun.
it was really fun. There would be periods where there's a lot going on, and you had, because you have tons of, obviously the streets are lined with people. The the racers are on that street, and then there's like police cruisers and chopper, the helicopters overhead. The military was also in Chicago,
Yeah.
detaining people. Um, ICE was in full force. Like we were super close to
God.
ICE, and
Yeah. Did
so
you trip
it was
anybody?
wild.
Trip any ICE officers?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't. I tried to trip an ICE officer, and I ended up tripping some of the racers. Some of the like elite men's field went down hard. But no, I didn't.
Darn.
We didn't get to see any of that type of thing. But yeah, the setup was pretty cool. But we were right on the course.
It's hard to really quantify what it feels like to be at a major marathon. I think if you're a listener of this pod and you've never been to a major, it has to be a bucket list item. Even if you're not racing, even if you have a buddy that's racing, I would implore you to go to a major. It is the most fun you could have probably outside of an Olympic Games, would you say? Like, or super packed Diamond League, but like to think of a major city being shut down for something this huge, it's like there really aren't bigger stages in the sport.
Yeah, and what's cool about the marathon, which is so different from the track, is that it's not just the elites racing, right? Like you run, yes, Connor Mance, Jacob Kiplimo, the rest of the field runs by, and then for hours, so thousands and thousands of people are out there running. So it's not the amount of energy and like excitement in the city is for sure different than like a track meet, for example. It is so cool. Yeah, like just watching all the people get excited for it. It's fun to to like really jump in and do kind of all like the marathon stuff, go to the expo, see everybody, like everybody's picking up their bibs, like that kind of thing. It is for sure a unique energy that's kind of specifically for like the major marathons.
It's also, I think, really cool the mass participation element in something that's like pretty hard. And I don't know, now, been retired for a while. There aren't a lot of times where you put yourself out for like a complete exposure goal or a super new experience. I mean, you just had a new experience with Allie, but it is different. And there's just not that many opportunities to strike out with something so audacious as I'm going to run the Chicago Marathon and to do it. Like, I get really emotional watching the mass participation racers fulfill a dream of theirs and all of the people that are supporting them, and everyone has the reason why they're running. I think it's so magical and special, and it's especially amplified in these majors.
Yeah, I was thinking about. Do you remember when we would do? I can't remember which major we did it at. I think it was Boston, could have been New York. When we would do that show, and you would just get random people to come up and talk about why they're running or like their
Yeah.
experiences with running, and you would have people that would just come up and tell you the most emotional, heartfelt stories. that were amazing. And it's like, yeah, it is so much more than someone trying to break a record, right? Obviously, those are the stories that get all the attention, but each person has their own story out there, and there's so many runners, and it's those stories that are more applicable to everybody, right? Nobody can understand Jake Jacob Kiplimo or Connor Mans, right? Like you can understand how amazing it is, but at the same time, it's just so different, and it's just so out there, right? In terms of ability and that kind of thing. But everybody understands like the emotional hardships that a lot of these people go through to get to the start line. And I loved hearing those stories, and I'm sure we'll do it again, because I remember, even you talk with Mac and Chris, and they would be like, man, like this is the first time we've done this kind of thing for the show, and it was a hit. It was so cool to see all the stories and hear the things that 99.9% of people aren't going to hear. You're not going to hear about these other stories. So yeah, the marathon's a really cool event for that. And you're just watching these people, especially when you're at the finish line, and like the emotion that you get when you're around the finish, and you see these people accomplish this dream that a lot of times you didn't think was possible until you actually do it, or until recently. So it's amazing to see that and see all the emotion that's throughout the race.
It's a beautiful thing. There's not many places where you can bare your soul with 40,000 other people, or however many are running this race.
Do you think you'll do a marathon?
Yeah, I really want to. When I was in the later stages of my career, I thought potentially I would try to race a marathon as a professional. I know I would not have been a great marathoner. I think I would have been okay. But I definitely not have made the career that I wanted to have out of running marathons. Nobody would care about a, I don't know, 2:30 marathoner. Like it's not gonna work. But I do have a goal to run a marathon. I would like to run the Jamaican record in the marathon.
Okay. So you still got national records on the mind.
Yeah,
What I was expecting like just jog it.
But the Jamaican record is 3:08:47.
Okay, well you got it.
Yeah. I would have to train more than I'm training now. I would have to like actually be running most days to run 3:08. But yeah, that's like probably in my 5-year plan. Is
all the stuff that I just said about the marathon, like how amazing it is and how cool, and like the Jamaicans are listening to this going, yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, they're like 26 miles, not for me.
I really don't agree with anything you just said. 3:08, no one's running marathons.
No.
They got shit to do.
They got stuff to do. They're not like, why would I run 26 miles?
They're like, we care about the 100, the 200,
maybe the 400.
We'll go up to the 800 and we stop there.
Yeah. I mean, look, trying to be the first, it's not an easy thing, Eric. Sometimes you got to pave the way.
Absolutely.
But road running is becoming more popular in Jamaica. There is more 5Ks, more half marathon. I think they just got one of their half marathon courses, maybe the Kingston half, got certified as like a legit course.
Do they have a Kingston marathon? They don't have do they have a Jamaican marathon?
This is
conditions there would be tough.
They have the reggae marathon, which is, they have a 5K, a 10K, a half, and I wonder if they run the full. I mean, I assume. No, they don't. It's it's the reggae marathon. It's the half marathon, the 10K, and the 5K.
Okay, so they'll go up to half, but they go no more.
Yeah, honestly, it's so hot. It would really not feel great.
It'd be absolutely hell.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for your debut.
Marathon? Thanks.
I'll pace you for the first half of your debut.
Why not the whole thing?
Well, I'm like I was even like 308. It's no walk in the park.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like we'd have to train.
Yeah, and I'm like I don't like I
Let's
don't want to
say
train.
like
What
what's
pace is 308?
305? 308
Let's start
marathon
310. Let's
pace.
start 310.
Okay, my fingers are going too crazy now. Okay, here we go. 310 marathon pace.
And then we'll kick.
7:15s. Oh yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then we'll have
I'll
to
do
kick.
it.
Then we'll have to kick.
We'll go out at 310 pace and then we'll close it down over the last half.
Okay. When are we going to do this next year?
That's a great
Like,
question.
how about like CIM next year?
When is CI? When
Isn't
is
it like in December?
December next year, right on Christmas?
Before.
Yeah, you know what? I'll check my schedule. It could work. It could actually align really well.
It'd be like the first. Well, it would be the first weekend probably in December. So
Okay.
we'd have to get through Thanksgiving.
We'd have to get through Thanksgiving. We'd carb up at Thanksgiving.
We'd carb up.
7:15 pace. That sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Well,
we'll pencil it in. We'll pencil it in.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask if you want to run a marathon, but you just committed with me, so that's great.
Well, I was talking about it because Ali asked me on the show, and it's like it is when you're at these marathons, you do think to yourself like, oh yeah, it'd be so fun to be out there and just kind of, getting a little bit of that energy. But then, then you watch the thing, and we were at the halfway point, right? We were at our setup was right around the 12-mile marker, and basically, there's just people running for the entire day, and you go,
it seems really hard.
Like, I can't believe people are still out here. Like, not only are these people still out here, they're at the halfway point. Like,
yeah,
these people are out here all day, and I wish we were going after the Jamaican half record. But you know what? I can suck it. I've got a year to train, and of course, it needs to be fast. Okay, we're going for records. We need we need a Chicago-esque course.
We do.
We'll tell CITIUS we cannot be at Chicago next year because we are going to be racing it for the record.
Yeah. Sorry, Chris and Mac. We're busy. The half marathon record, if you were curious, is 1:28:20.
Okay, again, that's in our wheelhouse for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But we want a challenge.
We do. Like, we want a challenge. So Jamaican marathon record, here you come.
Here we come. See you next year. Not quite yet, but maybe next year. I just needed a long enough time to not care about trying to run 240 or faster. Like, for some reason, that's like a barrier in my mind. Now,
well, it is tough because it's like you get to this level, right, where it's like, okay, now I actually have to really train. There's a big difference between having your legs be conditioned enough to go out there and run a marathon, right, and get the miles in and run decently fast. But then if you want to get that jump to being like your best, or not even, or around your best, like, okay, now I have to like actually devote myself and go through this whole thing again.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
I bring out that closet of skeletons.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not ready to see that guy again.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, did Ryan Hall like become the runner version of himself again? I feel like I saw something today on the internet.
What?
That Ryan Hall is back to like being more in running shape. Why I'm looking at this now. Um, yeah. So I see the halls kind of frequently in Crested Butte. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm watching a reel. You will not believe this.
Oh, he's doing dynamic warm-ups.
But
He's
look,
doing, yeah, no,
he's
oh,
going
he's lost a
back
lot of
into the
weight.
runner physique, or his runner physique. There's no one runner physique, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
isn't
good.
this wild?
Nice save.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that dude really put on some serious size.
Was he like a um an
An inspiration.
aspirational, yeah, body
Um,
type?
yeah, he was absolutely jacked.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, he did it right. He stuck to the basics. He ate his food, he lifted his weights, and he put on some serious mass. But I guess he's done with that.
Well, so this is something that I've been watching from like a, couple blocks away in Crested Butte, but
So he lives
uh
there.
well, they split time between Flag and Crested Butte. They're mostly in Flagstaff, but they're in Crested Butte a lot also.
Yeah.
Um he's been doing all these like really crazy traverses, hitting multiple summits. Crested Butte is sort of in this valley that it's this gigantic bowl of mountains that is sort of encompasses the town. It's very beautiful. If you ever have a chance to visit, you should. But there are it's serious altitude. Like the town itself is at 9,000 feet, and then all of these peaks are 12, 13,000 foot peaks. And he's just like doing all day long adventures, like traversing all of these summits. So, I mean, if you're out there in the mountains, you're going to lose some of your mass.
I mean, it's all he must be really getting into it too. Because I mean, look, you can figure out a way. You can be like, look, I want to keep my mass on, but I also want to get my mountain time in. So you could split it up and not lose much of both. But he must.
He's
And look,
getting after it.
he's getting after it. The mountain stuff does seem fun. That seems like something that I could see, like the mountaineering. He's he's really putting in some serious miles, and just
Yeah.
so much more fun than like going for just a trail run and
Yeah.
something
When
different.
you have a destination in mind.
Yeah, and it's just something different, right? Like we've gotten so used to like running on, even like you go on like hilly runs, but it was still so much different than that type of thing. So it's like it's you're still running, but it's honestly like I mean I was thinking about it when I was covering my boy Jeff Garmeyer on the Appalachian Trail, and because it's yes you're running, but it's like you're hiking, you're up these crazy rock faces and all this stuff. So it's like a combination of a lot of different things that all seem pretty fun.
It sounds super fun. That's how I feel about skiing. I'm really excited to start skiing. The first resort in Colorado opens up, I think this weekend, maybe. Keystone opens up the 18th.
This
So,
weekend, are they already getting snow? Or are they
yeah,
making snow?
both.
Yeah. Have you got your pass?
Mostly, I got my pass. I'm
Wow.
ready. Yeah.
Woo!
I'm so excited. I've been visualizing. I'm ready to get back on the slopes. My goal is to be skiing Black Diamonds this year, and I can make it happen. I'm really excited about it. Kind of can't wait. I I do have to balance you know, being a CITIUS mag contributor, having my corporate job. I just found out I have like probably 2 work trips for my job. So now I like have responsibility, so I can't go skiing every weekend, and I'm feeling a little claustrophobic about my lack of free weekends for skiing. But I've blocked out the calendar. I'll be skiing a couple key weekends in January and February, but I need to start early. I need to get the legs conditioned. I need to get the feet numb. I need to get get on some snow.
So when's opening weekend for Aisha?
Next weekend. We'll
Next
be out
weekend,
there
okay.
next weekend. Yeah. I'm not expert enough that I am going to feel comfortable on opening weekend. Like, I think that's just a little too much riffraff, too exciting for me. I just need to wait for the second weekend.
You're not out here to play. You're out here to really fucking ski.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is just indicative of my personality of like, oh no, I can't have too much fun. I am on the job. I am on the clock. Like, I've never had like a mimosa and gone skiing, because why would I? I'm
Are
skiing
you
out there for
joking?
performance. No.
You've never skied a little bit tipsy?
No.
Now, I don't want to give any, dangerous advice, but everybody and also it's like 90% of the mountain is just like pretty drunk out there. So it's actually, I guess it's
Do
good
you
that
think
you're
it's that much?
I do think it's probably a pretty high number. Maybe it's not 90%. But I bet it's I also haven't gone skiing in a while, but I think it's higher than you'd think. I think
Okay.
people are indulging more than you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm a teetotaler out there, so I would hope that somebody's holding it down.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for the report back next weekend on our
Yeah.
podcast next weekend. There'll be a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about. Do you have anything like anything in your personal life in the last couple of weeks or looking into the next week that I need to be made aware of?
Do I have let's see, next weekend we've got the Toronto Marathon, then it'll be Halloween weekend. Will I do anything for Halloween? Will I dress up? We will see. I think I've got my niece and nephew's birthday party coming up.
Oh, fun.
So yeah,
How
you
old
could
are
say I
they?
got a lot going on. They are, let's see, now I feel like I'm back on Eric
Allie's
Gorey's.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they babies or are they kids or are they big kids?
One is a kid, just started kindergarten. Shout out my boy Charlie.
We know he's listening.
And then my absolutely adorable niece Olivia is a couple years behind him. So I've got their birthday party coming up. We'll be probably I don't think we'll be the party might get crazy.
Okay.
Probably not as crazy as your 1-year-old birthday party.
It took
last
me a
week?
week to recover from that. Yeah.
I hope I don't go as hard. But you never know.
You never know. You wake up, it's Saturday, you crack open a Beekeeper coffee. You don't know what the world has in store for you. You have 150 or 250 milligrams of caffeine. You have Trackdown honey coursing through your veins. What can't you do on Beekeeper coffee? You could ski black diamonds. You could get too drunk at your niece and nephew's birthday party. Whatever the day may hold for you, don't forget to use code CITIUS25 at checkout at beekeepercoffee.com. Find it on Amazon or wherever you buy your Beekeeper coffee for 25% off. Beekeeper, we love you. Thank you for keeping our shenanigans caffeinated.
Beekeeper, we absolutely love you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your support. Aisha, you are always beating me to the Beekeeper ad read. Now, is that something you, every single episode, you are planning on doing it? Or
No.
No. You're just like,
no, it just comes to me. It just comes to me. It's like a little birdie taps me on the shoulder and says, "Now's our time."
You're just constantly thinking ads. You're like, how do I slip this ad read in there? Well, you did it again. Nice job.
Thank you.
I am going to get your ass one of these weeks with the ad read. I'm gonna need to like work it in somehow to a monologue, figure it out, but you did it again. Good job.
It's not, it comes to you. You can't force it. Just let it come to you.
I will force it if I want to.
That's a threat.
You bet your ass that's a threat. It's,
Okay, well, what else do we have track news wise? So much happened. We could get into the Chicago Marathon. Major props to Connor Mance for breaking the American record. That was such an incredible performance, and seeing a lot of the coverage after about how, you know, he really had to grind it out. He really had to dig deep. It wasn't coming easy. I think that makes the story even better.
yeah, the great, yeah, his performance is fantastic. It definitely seemed like something that has been in the works for a little bit. And now I would imagine his goals are to win. It's like I gotta win one of these majors. But it also shows you just how steep the level of competition is at the top, right? Because he's at the top. 204, 204 45 or so, 43, whatever, 204
43.
43. And he's, what was he, fourth?
Fourth.
Right. And it's like, it just shows you how hard it is, let alone winning a major, but even to podium at these majors.
Very hard. Very
So
hard.
hard.
And you look at the times on paper and you're like, oh yeah, okay. Third place was 204.37. And
Yeah.
204.43 feels, in the moment, it's like they're not, it seems like they're just right there, and they're so far away. Second place was Amos Kipruto in 203.54, Jacob Kiplimo from Uganda, 202.23 for the win. And we think about, like, we've been just really hyping Connor and Clayton in their ability to sort of get out of the narrative that, like, oh yeah, being top 10 is the goal. I think for a long time that was the gold standard for American distance running, is being top 10 in a major. And I like how they've changed this narrative to, no, we want to be competing on the podium. We want to be winning these races. We haven't seen this in a while. So that's really exciting. And I think it's so hard. I mean, we see so many record attempts and world record attempts, and there's always just this chatter of records. But on the men's side, we haven't seen in the marathon someone really call their shot and say, I'm going for the American record. So kudos for calling your shot and then making it happen. Like, those are two very hard things to do, is to go out on a limb and say, I'm ready to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to attempt this. Everybody knows, all eyes are on him. And then to execute it is Herculean. It's incredible.
Yeah. It's the higher you set your goals is like the higher you're going to get, even if you still fall short of those goals, you come up better than you would if you hadn't set your goals that high, right? So it's you set your goals high and you just keep shooting for them. You're gonna miss sometimes, but as long as you're trending in that upward direction, it's great to have, because the marathon is kind of, the king of the distance events, right? It gets a lot of it, whether or not you think it's as exciting as track events. It gets so much publicity. The average person knows marathoning way better than they know track and field, or than they know the 5Ks and even the 1500, right? It's the marathon is what the public likes. They understand the 26.2 distance. So to have an American just even being up there competing with these guys and vying for potentially spots on the podium, it's super exciting, really fun to watch. Especially, like, Connor's a guy who's always getting after it, always races hard. He never really has days where he's not pushing himself. So super fun. Yeah, the level that all the and just Connor being as good as he is, it forces everybody else in America to step their game up. Right? And it's like, okay, here's the guy. This is a level that we need to shoot for. Puts a target on his back, and everybody will be better the better Connor gets. So It's really cool to watch and excited to see where he goes from here.
Any surprises on the men's side for you?
I don't know. I think I was surprised. First of all, I was surprised to see Career drop out.
Mhm.
The Career Kiplimo battle was really hyped up. They're going after that world record, and I mean, it lived up to the hype for sure for the first, 14 miles or so. I think Kiplimo made a serious move at right around the halfway point, and then Career dropped off at some point around a little bit after that. I think I can't, it could be a little bit after. I might not be remembering it right, but I was surprised to see him drop out. I was also surprised at some point Kiplimo was just absolutely smashing it, and then the wheels really fell off. For someone as experienced as I know hasn't run many full marathon. I think he's only run one full marathon before Chicago, but I was kind of surprised to see him like really not miss time, but miscalculate like what he had in his legs. So I think I was a little bit surprised at that. I mean, at some point he was running like 2 flat pace, or he had a predicted finish of like 2
wild.
full. And so I don't know what his final time was. His final time must have been like 202. Was it 202 something? 201 high?
He was 202.23.
So yeah, he's like as far as form goes, like he's about as perfect of a runner as you can get. So and even when he's like wheels are coming off, he's still
beautiful,
picture perfect. But I think I was surprised by that. But other than that, there weren't a whole lot of things that really surprised me in the race.
The one of my takeaways from all the press conferences, I really loved the Rory Linkletter versus Conor Mantz record talk, and like the style that Rory brought to the press conference with his Canadian tuxedo and mullet. If you haven't seen these photos yet, have a gander. Really incredible stuff. I love that an athlete can be so like geared up and like ready to race, but also let the personality fly a little bit. Like as you experience on the Alley on the Run live stage, you are really putting yourself out there of like, you're at a press conference. This is the most eyeballs you're ever going to get on you and your body of work and your goals. And then to rock up in a Canadian tuxedo with a crazy mullet and not take yourself too seriously, in the sense that you're willing to, you're willing to put on a show, and the message that you're coming with is like, hey, I'm ready to go. Like, it's not the Canadian record is faster than the American record. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, no, he did well in the spotlight. They should have played Roragories. You would have handled it well, I bet.
I shouldn't have laughed at that. That was a bad joke, but I like it.
Go on. It was it was good. No, I like to see that was fun banter up on the stage. Obviously Canadian tuxedo, mullet, great look. And yeah, it was fun to see a little bit of back and forth. It wasn't, there wasn't really a lot of trash talk. I think it's funny, not funny, but it clearly there was something, because the Conor Mantz is getting so much attention, right? It's like the storyline is Conor Mantz.
Mm-hmm.
Even it's like Conor Mantz is getting more attention than the world record talk.
Right.
And I'm sure Rory Linkletter's over there and he's thinking, look, I'm going after a Canadian record, and the Canadian record's faster than the American record. And so he's talking a little bit on the press conference. So that's fun to see. You do need more athletes kind of letting their, true character out, especially because we get to see so little of these athletes. And when you do see them, they're often usually pretty guarded, and they don't really want to show all their cards or feel like they're speaking too crazy, and then have somebody, because oftentimes, like we've talked about it, you feel like, let's say you talk a bit and you're just trying to have fun, and then you shit the bed come race day, and now all these people are like, look at this guy, he
This guy
ran his mouth.
sucks.
This guy sucks.
Yeah.
Ran his
Yeah.
mouth, played Rorigories all fucking press conference, and now come the race, he didn't perform, and especially the marathon where you only get two races a year, and if you're healthy and you can make it to the line, so it is tough, and you got to tip your hat to him for having a little bit fun on the stage. Hopefully, there's more of that.
On the women's side, I don't know if it was just me, but I was sort of feeling the hangover of the Ruth Chepngetich positive test after the world record was broken there last year. It just, like, that was the recency bias in my mind, was like, oh, this kind of sucks. And I wish I didn't feel that way. Like I wish I didn't have this sort of jaded energy around the races here. It's not the Chicago Marathon's fault, but that when I think about the Chicago Marathon, that is what I'm thinking about. And that is a bit of a bummer for what ended up being, kind of a surprising and, unpredictable day on the women's side. So sorry to my ladies in this race. I was having a hard time getting really amped up for this.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that start line for the elite women, and it just wasn't as heavy on the top end because of Ruth Chepngetich, right? It's like,
right.
Look, I'm sure that Chicago Marathon emptied their pockets to get a Ruth Chepngetich back after the world record. She is now banned for however long she's banned for. And it was too late. People have the marathoners have decided where they're racing, right? The top athletes who get a lot of attention, who run really fast. It's too late to pull an audible in terms of the Chicago Marathon organizers end, and you see that in the race. It was just kind of all over the place in a way.
Let's take a step back and describe that for people. I don't know if we've ever really gone into what it is like for a pro marathoner to race at one of these majors, but you bring up a good point that these are conversations that are had months and months in advance. The marathoners really plan out well in advance. I would even say, like, they've got their plan for the entire year, like before the year even begins. It's like, I'm going to target Boston and New York, or I'm going to target Berlin and Valencia. Like, there's a lot of strategy that goes into, if you're one of the most elite world marathon major athletes, there's a lot of strategy and, like, what do you want to get out of this year? Do I want to run a fast marathon? Do I want to try to podium? Do I want if I'm an American based marathoner, do I want to run the US majors? What do I want to do? So there's a lot of calculation that goes into that. And then, as you said, these are contracts. So I think it's very cool that these marathon majors make connections with the agents of, these big time athletes, send them a contract offer. And in a lot of cases, it's a lot of money just to show up. And then, bonuses are built into this of, like, there can be reductions, there can be bonuses. If you're breaking records, if you're running faster than XYZ, if you don't finish, if you make it to this, like, there are all of these stipulations, but I'm not sure that people behind the scenes know that that is happening as well.
And it's like, to go along with that, it's the appearance fees, right? Like the big money in the marathon is in these appearance fees,
right?
And it's like, oh, why does an athlete like Conor Mantz skip the world championships into Chicago? And that's because they're going to pay him a lot. And they're not going to pay him a lot to do the world championships. And when you've got an athlete like Ruth Chepngetich, like you said, their years are planned out. So, I'm sure the organizers shell out a lot of money to get Ruth back to run Chicago, which leaves less money for the others. And then those other athletes' agents go, look, you're not going to get as much, right? Because here's who they're paying. They're going to pay Ruth, and they're going to pay her, and so you got, let's do New York, let's do Chicago. There's more appearance money there, and then they do that, and they plan their whole tapers around, their whole buildups around these other dates, these other marathons, and then Ruth pops. Now she's out. No one's changing the it's been done.
The lineup is set. Yeah.
Lineup set. So when you see the race play out and you're like, yeah, it does seem like there's just a bit of a big gap. Like, oh, like we're missing a few big names. And it's like, well, it'd look a lot different if you had, and there'd be more talk about it if you had an athlete like Ruth Chepngetich going for another world record or whatever the hell they would have done. But yeah, so that is a little bit like behind the scenes stuff that I'm sure a lot of people don't know.
I was happy to see Natasha the Natasha, Dakota, Gabby Rooker all sort of came in 6th, 7th, and 8th. But good day from Natasha Rogers. I think Natasha's very underrated as an American athlete. Her pedigree is incredible. She's competed at 4 or 5, I think 5 US Olympic trials. She's she's raced at extremely high levels in a variety of distances that I don't think people necessarily like. She has such a unique personality, and she's a very, very, very cool woman. But she's not like the cookie cutter American marathoner vibe or like American distance runner vibe. Like she's got a lot of like spunk and like, you know, a sort of cool edginess to her, which doesn't really fit this like, oh yeah, I'm like a nice distance runner. And I love it. I love it. Like she's so fun to root for because I'm like, yeah, give me a little spice. Give me a little sass. I think it's sweet. And she has such an incredible pedigree. And I think this will be a key momentum shifter for her in her career.
Yeah, good to see. She's like, again, it's like with the marathon, if you don't, you can have an off day, and then it's just like our recency bias, especially in this sport. Like, what have you done for me recently? And it's like, well, we're not going to see you for a long time. So each race, especially with these marathons, and it's like, God, there's just so much time out there for things to go wrong. You kind of saw it with Dakota Popane out there. She was someone, called her shot. I loved it. It's good to see that. Said, I'm trying to go well under 220, and went for it and came up short, but still went for it. But again, it's like, and you could just see with each 5K split, the wheels were coming off. Like, she's going back and she's going back, and it's like, man, once you start going through bad patches in the marathon, it seems so hard to regroup and try and pull yourself out of that hole. It's like the legs are going, and it's going to take a miracle to pull this one out.
That's what's, I think, as a close spectator to the sport of marathoning. Never done it myself, never going to do it at a high level, but just seeing people in my training group, Emma Bates, Scott Fauble, Dom Scott, train for these major marathons, the margin of it going extremely, extremely well, day of your dreams, and devastation is so slim. And what terrifies me the most about the marathon as a spectator is watching these athletes ride that edge, and you don't know if it's a bad patch or if it's your last straw. And that can happen at any time. And as we said, when your whole year is planned out for these moments, you don't have redos. It's 2 marathons a year for the most part. I mean, some athletes race more than that, but it is this razor's edge that I think you wouldn't necessarily think about. If like, oh yeah, you got 26 miles, you can sort it out. Like you can't sort it out. It's
Yeah.
if you've emptied the tank, you cannot come back from it, and all you can do is hope that you finish.
Yeah, no, it is like, it's brutal. It's an absolutely brutal event. That's why I never did it. Looked like hell. Let's see. We had some other big stuff this weekend. What did you think of? What do you want to get to next? Should we talk about the Femke Bowl 800-meter move?
Yes, let's talk about it. I'm so excited about this.
That's fun.
I'm
This is
so
fun.
excited.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I mean, we thought we would have this clash of the titans for many years of Keely Hodgkinson versus Athing Mo, and we haven't seen that come to fruition. And it just kind of seemed like, yeah, we've got the stars are established. There's no incoming threats to the crown. And then, oh, here's Femke Bowl. Incredible.
Yeah.
And we talk about the overlap between the skill set needed for 400-meter hurdles and the 800 as being very similar. And I remember leading into the Tokyo Olympics, hearing one of Dalilah Muhammad's workouts before her races and thinking like, we've done that workout. Like that is the same style, the same rest, the same paces that a middle distance runner would do, like in preparation for an Olympic Games. And I think this is such a great move and will be really exciting to see how she does. Where does she start? Like how is she going to come out at a diamond?
Yeah, what do you
as
what
her
do you
first
think
800?
do you I mean, that's a good question. I wonder what her opener would be. There must be a lot of stuff in training that has said, like, yeah, that maybe a 600-meter time trial, something like that, where it's like, look, this could be the move. Especially with, look, the 400-meter hurdles, depending on what Sydney's plans are, could be kind of locked down. And we know how short this career is. It's like, look, this could be an event that I find a lot of success in. Not getting any younger. I got to go for it now. I'm sure that she'll be successful in it because she's making the move. I just think that she wouldn't make this move unless she really had some serious belief and was backed up by something
Data.
that has some data that's shown her this could be big. Do I think she's going to come out and be, beating Keely and everybody else? Like, I think you wouldn't think that right off the bat, but Keely hears that and all the other top 800-meter women, and they're like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because she's that kind of athlete.
She is that kind of athlete. And there is also the obstacle of this is not a laned race, and that learning curve of, I mean, she's raced every relay under the sun, so she can run in lane one, but just the tactics of having humans around you for 700 meters, that's a different skill set. Like there is going to be a learning curve. But yeah, you mentioned, I'm sure she's done a 600-meter time trial. I'm sure she's run an 800.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure. Yeah. Like I'm sure that there's plenty of data in the tank. If you've ever, if you follow her on social media, if you see her training, very advanced, exciting. I really like watching her strength training stuff, like very elastic, very explosive. But you can tell it's like very well informed. We're not doing step aerobics in E10, which is, I love it, but it's like this is a different
Careful. Those step aerobics have delivered a lot of gold.
They have delivered a lot, and I think that they're really onto something. I think it's like those quick plyometric touches and the coordination. I think there's something there, but it is like it is a very well thought out, developed, scientifically backed system of training that she does. So this isn't like this isn't a glib decision. This
Yeah.
is like, no, this is resolute. This is the real deal.
First, let's go back to the step aerobics. I mean, what the fuck is going on? There is clearly, I think there's something to it. I don't know. It's not strength training.
No.
It's like genuinely it couldn't be more the opposite of what Femke's doing in the weight room. But there is something. It looks like a blast.
It looks so fun.
First off, they're all wearing gloves, weightlifting gloves, holding 1 pound dumbbells, and they're all in like alpha flies.
And like full ringing suits indoors.
Blasting tunes and
Having
nonstop, having the time of their life doing step ups for an hour straight. It's definitely a lot harder.
We should do this.
It sounds actually exhausting.
Yeah, like next weekend that we're together, maybe in New York, we can take a beat. Maybe our training that day could be, let's just take a little step class, see what's up.
And actually, I don't even know if I've got the tank for an hour of step class. Like I could give you 30 minutes max, and I like an hour of that.
But what if they're playing like banger after banger? Like you're just in it. You're in the class. You're in the zone. You're really feeling yourself. You're stepping. You're feeling good.
I wouldn't. I maybe could give you an hour. I mean, an hour nonstop steps. Maybe it's like they're like conditioning the joints, the knees, and all that stuff. I think they're getting some good fascia training or something in there. I mean, they're not developing that high power output, but there is something in it. And is it like mandatory? Like, is this just a one training group thing? Is Faith Kipyegon also doing the aerobic class? Or is it, because you'd see Kipchoge doing it?
Well, if Kipchoge's doing it, then Faith is probably doing it too.
Okay. Because they're in the same camp? Or because what Elliot does, everyone else does.
Yeah, like if you've got the goat there, I'm sure everyone else is there too.
Okay, so we'll say Faith Kipyegon's also. We're gonna stamp her and put her down for the hour. Stepper. I wonder what, like, are they doing it twice a week? Once, like, what? My God, with all the other running they're doing, and then add that in to 2 times a week, hour step class.
I think the step class is more like a getting back into training after your break move, which has a lot going for it. Think about when we were talking about this a few podcasts ago about you take a break and your tendons aren't doing so great. You get these little soft tissue things coming back because you're not used to the impact. Now picture yourself taking a step class. You're not running. You're having a fun time with your boys. You're just stepping it out, but you're hitting those ground contacts, right? Those repeated ground contacts,
big time,
that are going to harden the legs for the miles ahead.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
This is just my theory.
Yeah, I'm like, you're onto something, and I'm back on for our step class. Absolutely. But so yes, it's a lot different. It's a lot different than Femke's weight room training. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be really fun to watch her race. I don't know if she would open up at a Diamond League. I would think you'd probably get something like, but maybe, I mean, when you are at Femke's level, you do get, it's like, she's not really, you don't do a whole lot of, Peyton Jordans and openers.
No.
Like, you just kind of do Diamond Leagues, and you're
opening up at Drake relays, Yeah,
no.
Like, I love that.
If if Drake relays gets her, then that would be absolutely hooked. Yes, Aisha. First off, again, I don't know if this is going to be on video. I don't know if we're doing these YouTube podcasts. Podcasts are being released on YouTube anymore. Aisha is holding up signs for me for ad rates. Like, unbelievable. She's cutting me off to tell me to do our next ad read. She,
that was supposed to be a behind the scenes.
I'm like,
like
you know,
card.
our listeners deserve to know what's going on. And
the harassment that's
the
happening.
harassment that I'm dealing with. Next thing you know, I'm going to be getting text messages from you telling me what to talk about, what I can't talk about. My God. But yes, that brings me. Oh, actually, that reminds me of a really good point I had to make, which is our next ad. And what's our next ad, you're asking? Oh, the Wahoo Kicker Run. Aisha, you're familiar with the Wahoo Kicker Run. It's this new treadmill that follows you instead of you following it. Okay, it's got this thing called dynamic pacing. You don't push any buttons. You're not picking up the speed with a push. You're actually doing it yourself. The treadmill follows you, and you just naturally pick it up. And it's a really cool thing. A lot of the pros are using it. So check it out. It's if you feel so inclined, little treadmill pun.
Oh, nice! That went so far over my head. Sorry.
Use the code. Use the code CITIUS at checkout. You'll get a their own fan. Which
but the fan is really cool. It's
very
not just,
cool.
It's just not an everyday fan. Tell us about the fan, Eric.
I will if you can. My God, you're absolutely militant with these ads. I'd love to tell you about the fan if I could get a word in edgewise. It's the Wahoo Kicker Headwind. Right? It's a smart fan that intelligently controls fan speeds to keep you cool. Okay, it's a $320 offer. It's a $300 toy fan that you're going to get for free if you buy this treadmill with the code CITIUS, okay? Go to wahoofitness.com, right? CITIUS at checkout. Aisha, for the love of God, is there anything else you would like to add to this ad?
Everybody's doing it. Cole Hawker's on it. That's all you got to know.
That's all you got to know.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to hit this up in the garage. I got to get one. Got to get one in Boulder.
If we want to have any shot at hell at this 308 Jamaican record,
I need this
we're gonna
treadmill.
need a Wahoo Kicker Run treadmill.
You got big goals. We got the thing for you.
You got big goals. We got big treadmills, baby. Okay.
I really apologize for the hysteria that was happening while you were doing that ad read. You did a great job. Yeah,
no, I was trying to because I couldn't pay attention to what was going on in the background. I'm gonna get next week. I'll do Beekeeper. You can do the Wahoo Kicker Run.
Great deal.
And I'm gonna harass you the whole time you do it.
Perfect. Okay. In other track news, we had Athlos this last weekend. Did you tune into this at all? I know you're busy in Chicago.
I saw.
Okay,
I caught the replay on YouTube. Yeah.
Thoughts?
I thought they killed it. I thought the look of it, like the production value of it, like what I'm watching, is pretty fantastic. I thought just like the vibe, the energy of everybody at the stadium, it really is. It feels like a party, which it feels like one big party with the cool kids, honestly. And I think they do what they do at the home stretch with all the staging, all the different screens, the VIP thing. Like it is very, very fun. The races were good, right? I think
I would say they were good, not great.
Yeah, I think what are you going to expect? This is
right.
These it's what you're going. It's a race in October. It's a meet in October, right? And it's weeks after the world championships have gone by in a year that's already gone on insanely long. So
Mhm.
you're not going to get these record-breaking performances or anything like that. So the races were fun, but I just thought that they really do a good job at kind of making the athletes seem like superstars, right? And they
Right.
are, and they do a good job of kind of highlighting that. I thought that was something that really sticks out for me. Obviously, it's super fun. They've got all these celebrities there, and they've got fucking Serena Williams handing out the crowns or the um after each race, and then also interviewing the race winners, which you're not gonna, where else are you gonna get? So I think that that was super cool. There was just a lot of little things that add up to make a meet when you're watching on TV super like fun and different, and I think they did a good job with this.
I especially love the Times Square long jump.
Yeah, that was very
Out
cool.
of everything, I mean, the track meet itself is really fun, and I think the product. So I was there last year, and I will say that the in-person product is blow your mind amazing. It is so fun. It is really exciting. There doesn't feel there's not really downtime in person. It feels like you're at an event. I don't think that translates 100% to the TV broadcast, I think, or the stream. Um that like that's my only critique is that how great it looks, it's just better in person.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this of like, would it ever make sense for it to be just a live event? Like, could, I mean, maybe there's like a a later prepackaged broadcasting situation, but you don't see a live stream of like a Taylor Swift concert or a Beyonce concert or whatever. Like this, the in-person atmosphere is like no other track meet I've been to. And that's so hard to communicate to someone who doesn't necessarily, it's like, yeah, it looks different on TV. It's like pretty cool, but like it's more. It's
Yeah.
deeper. It's more fun. It's bigger. It's louder. It's really engaging in person, and I don't think it picks up all of the magic, and that to me makes me curious of like, hmm,
No stream.
no stream.
That's actually really funny because I was thinking. I mean, I just watched it on like a YouTube stream after I got back from Chicago, and I was like, I thought they killed it. Um, but that's, and I think it's all, there always is something lost with meets when of course you're going to get so much more live than you will watching it back on TV. But I thought, the Times Square thing, Times Square long jump
So
looked
cool.
very cool. I just think, I mean, it's they're clearly spending so much money. I mean, they're just to put this thing on. Obviously, they're paying the athletes really well. Something I also like is that the money isn't, so it's not like money is the number. Not it's not. They're not shoving the money down our throats, right? Like they're paying the athletes well. They talk about it. They don't over talk about it,
Right. Love
which it,
that.
which
Act like
I
you've been here before.
really like that. Um, but they're just clearly spending so much money on it, and I mean, they're like, they got to pay Queen Latifah to get her in the stands. It's like you got all these superstars in there. You gotta let everybody who's not there see it. I thought that was, again, I would have liked to see some bigger fields in
Right.
like the 15, right? It's
The
just
mile, yeah.
the mile. It's like, yeah,
We have
I
5 finishers.
5 finishers, right? It's like,
Yeah.
we can
We got to
have
beef that up.
8. I mean,
Yeah.
at the very least. Um, yeah, I think they could do more with that. It's also, I think, depending on what their plan is. Like if Athlos is like, look, if we want to have good performance, if we want to, it's great if you want to be a party. If you want to be known as like the meat that's paying people really well and is a party, you're going to get people
You're
for
going to
sure.
get people.
But if you're like, look, we want to have good, we want, yes, we want people to show up, know they're going to be paid. It can still be a party, but we also want times, we want performances. Then you probably it can't be the last meet of the year. You're going to need to figure out how to slide that in to the middle of the season where these athletes are fired up and still got big goals on their mind rather than they've packed it in, right? Like this is look, we're just hanging on. We're going to get, we're picking up a paycheck and we're going to have an absolutely great time doing it. But if you want to see better times, it's going to need to be at a different time of the year. And also it's like you saw with the sprinting events, they were great, but you didn't have a lot of the big names in there that
Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, Carrie Richardson, Gabby Thomas. Yeah.
They call it, but what I did think was really cool was that those stars like were still there. Like Sha'Carri was there.
Yes.
Noah Lyles was there. Like I thought it was really cool, and you don't see that. With most of these,
Noah Lyles did not come to Grand Slam as a spectator.
No. And also it's no meets get stars that aren't racing to come. You'll never see like Sha'Carri at a meet that she's not racing at unless it was like contractually obligated by Nike or whoever. But I thought that was really cool. So it's like, yeah, they might not be racing, but they're still, stars and backbones of the sport. So we got to have them out.
Agree. Well executed. The Times Square long jump was so epic. I mean, the images, the imagery, the energy of that, I think was very cool and something we haven't seen yet, obviously, in the sport. This has never happened before. And it sort of made me think about the SEBCO and the IOC having these conversations about taking some of the field events out of the stadium at the Olympic Games, which I am against. But I do think that this is such a fun, untapped market for our sport to have these sort of like pop-up, glitzy, best of the best, sort of like star-studded experiences where the like non-track and field brain cannot comprehend with what these field events are doing in real life. Like you see someone pole vaulting in real life and you think there's no way, like that's not possible, or how far these women are jumping, or how far people are throwing things. It is really cool to see up close. So I'd love to see that happen more. Like one-off pop-up events like this is really cool. Like you think of like the stuff that Red Bull does, like that this would be such an opportunity to like blow these field events into a really cool sort of like pop culture space. I just don't think it's the Olympics.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it is fun. Like you watch that Times Square long jump and you're like, this is very cool to see. It's cool to do the different stuff. I think it also, some people that should have a say are the athletes, right? Like because there is a huge difference. You're at the highest level and you've done all these jumps for long jump, for example, at a long jump pit and a track, and then to just build a pit in Times Square is totally different. And it's totally different. And it changes. You've got the public involved because they're right on you. It's like the people, you're even like watching the people who are, the judges who are like looking at, there's just so much more going on when you're in Times Square trying to do this whole brand new event. You could see where it's super fun for us who it's like, oh, we watch so much track. We've seen so many track and field meets. And now it's like, oh, this is something super unique, very different. and I'd love to see more of that. And to your point, it's like, yeah, maybe it's just not at these big meets, because also it's just like, what do the athletes want? Do they think like I'd be all for it if all the long jumpers got together and said, hey, like, what do you guys think? You want to have this? It could be cool to mix it up and do it in more public spaces. Then I'd be all for it. But it's a new thing to try out, and I think for Athlos it is the perfect place to try it out. So kudos to them, and I think it did make for like a really cool viewing experience. But there's no way like Mondo is going to be
not
like
jump in the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah, not jump in the Olympic Stadium, but also it's like I wonder Mondo can break world records because like he is just that's what he does. But like I would imagine it'd be just harder to do these world record performances at these makeshift things.
Right. No, like you're so conditioned to the feel, as you said, of the track, of being in a stadium, of this very well measured, standardized situation that you're used to jumping on and used to performing your sport in this specific arena, to have to relearn a different arena like on someone else's whim at a really big moment in your career would, I think, kind of suck.
How funny would you're back.
How funny would it have been if I just like ripped a McFleet fart and you could like hear it from the other room?
Yeah, you're like, really? Oh, I have to go to the bathroom, and you're like, oh, I just got to go pee, and then you just fucking rip one.
Yeah. Okay. And you can push play again because we're back.
Okay, so yeah, what were your favorite races from? Like, what were the good races? Obviously, like I think the best performance. I might be missing some, obviously, but Keely ran a really good 800.
Yeah.
And
156.53, no pacer, solo from the front. Keely's back.
Yeah, I think she looked really good, and I think honestly, like looking back and thinking more on that 800-meter final from Tokyo, and Keely really does run her best when she's out in front and not having to fight people off. Like I think in Tokyo she was just fighting off. Who was it? Mary Mora like I'm pretty sure it's Mary Mora. But the whole race, and it cost her at the end. And you see, like in Athlos, it's just her pushing it. She does a really good job kicking from the front. She did that this past weekend, and yeah, I mean she did look really good. I thought that was probably the best performance of the weekend. We obviously had our girl, Gudov Sagai.
Gudov doing her stuff, doing her thing.
Gudov being even more Gudov than ever.
Oh my God.
This poor pacer. No, I'm like the pacer didn't even get, I think, 200 meters in. Did she still get paid? Did she still get paid? Like, I'd imagine she's still getting paid.
I would imagine you'd have to still get paid. Like, you flew there, you got ready, you stood on the track. Like, I would assume you'd at least get something.
They better give them something. I mean, it's like that. What are you supposed to do? It's if you're the pacer and you got Gudov Sagai, you're still running the pace, but then you got Gudov Sagai who just blows right by you like 150 meters in. Pacer's like, okay, well, fuck me. I was on the pace doing exactly what I was supposed to do. Gudov Sagai.
It would have to be so frustrating of like, are you kidding? This is such a joke.
Or it's so good because you're like, look, I'm getting paid regardless. Now I'm just going to step off.
Yeah. This was going to hurt a little bit. I think we're done here.
No, we're absolutely done here. Like what? Like, what the hell?
What the hell is she doing? The amount of pain she willingly inflicts on herself is something that should be studied.
Also, Faith Kipyegon must be like, are you joking? Are you joking? It's October. It's October. Let's have a fun race. And then Faith sees Gudoff blowing by the Pacers 150 meters in. She's got to be thinking like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Seriously. And because he's like, well, now I have to, because I can't just let her, she's not coming back too much. So I've got to actually cover this move. And just like that, we've run 60.5 and this race is hard as hell.
Yeah. I would love to hear Faith's inner monologue. She's got to be thinking the same thing we're thinking. Like, what are you doing? This is the worst possible way to run this race. And you're doing it again and again and again and again.
She's like, at some point, it's going to work. I need to keep. She's like, Gudoff's like, I just need to keep showing up. I need to keep going out at this
Dreaming
insane
big.
pace. And at some point, it's going to work. It's an insane way to get second.
It's just so unnecessary. I mean, gosh, if I'm Faith, I'm like, you got to be joking. They were, Nikki Hiltz came in third in 4:32.51. Faith Kipyegon 4:17.78. Gudoff Sagai 4:19.75. Like, couldn't we?
Yep.
I'm sure Faith's like, can we just have an easy payday for once? Like, can we just enjoy this?
Yeah. I mean, that's where you see 5 athletes out there for the 15 and you're like, track's completely empty.
Yeah, it looks very odd.
Yeah, you're like, even with Grand Slam, when there'd be like 8, when there's 8 guys, you're like, this is a very small field for a 15. And then you see 5 and you go, nobody's out there.
No. I will say, of the races, I mean, I find entertainment in Gudoff's shenanigans, but I don't imagine that was very entertaining for most people.
Oh, I think it's great. I think it's great for us. It's great for the fans who are watching it, seeing, an honest effort and like a fun race. But yeah, it is just a wild strategy to keep implementing every single time. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like, those are, I think
that's what stuck out to me. Yeah. Agree.
What did you think about Jennifer Lopez's claim of a 450 miler?
I love it. What was really cool is seeing like her high school or her like growing up girlfriends posting snippets from the paper of like, oh yeah, Jennifer Lopez times. I mean, like, clearly it's a 1500, right? Like we know J-Lo didn't run that fast, but
I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, here's I initially heard it and like everyone go, of course she didn't run that. Of course she didn't run it. I think even when she was answering the question, she said she was going to start off by saying like 6. She was like, I'm a 450. Yeah, I run 450. Like she was going to say something different, completely said something different. But then you've got people saying she was what, 227 800-meter runner?
Yeah.
It's not bad. Now, I would imagine she's not a 450 miler.
You know what? I got a tab open and I'm looking to see if there's been any validation.
But I saw that 227. I thought
it's probably like her 1500 time is probably that is probably her 1500 time if she ran that fast for 800. And in New York they run the 1500, so that would make sense. She probably 449 for the 15, which is good.
Yeah, it is. Well, and also, when was she running that? Wouldn't that like 450 for J-Lo's era? It's probably like a she was probably like about to break like the national record if she was running a 450 mile.
Oh yeah, definitely. It would have been
Well, I
in the
mean,
80s.
what year did she graduate high school?
Yeah, it would
80s?
have been like mid 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a stretch, but it's fun. It's fun. Also, if you're J-Lo, you're thinking like, I can just say whatever I can say whatever.
Yeah. And
Who
two
gives a
idiots
shit?
on a podcast are going to be talking about it.
Like
Who cares?
like I'll say whatever I want, like as like no one's like who gives a shit. And she probably maybe also believes it with her full heart.
Maybe. And you know what? I love that for her. Keep thinking it.
Isn't I'm pretty sure J-Lo is the reason that there's Google Images.
For the dress?
Yes.
I think you're right. This is like unlocking a little factoid in my brainstem, but I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it's
I'm
like
pretty
that
sure
that plunging neckline, like green. Was it like a Versace dress that she wore?
I don't know brands. I don't know if it was I don't know who. I don't know if it was Versace. But it sounds like you do. But I'm pretty sure yes, it was. I don't know what award show it was at, but she wore a absolutely beautiful dress, and her look was. So many people were Googling it that Google said we
Yep.
need to make an images category, right?
Yes. So it was the 2000 Grammys. It was a Versace dress, green dress, plunging neckline.
Nice.
So many people were searching for this dress, so they created a Google image search.
So honestly, first off, that's such a cool with all J-Lo's done to also be kind of the reason why Google Images is created. That's like the funnest.
Yeah.
That's the funnest stat right there. What?
Like, oh yeah,
stat.
I ran a 449 1500, or they created Google Images because of how banging I looked in this dress.
It's like, look, I'm the reason there's a Google Images. If I want to say that I ran 450, like, fuck you, I'll say I ran 450.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Let's see what else. Should we do? Let's do some.
Let's take some voicemails.
Let's take some voicemails.
Yeah.
Do you? I'm in charge of the voicemails.
We're doing a role reversal. You're in charge of the voicemails today.
Do you want to hold up some like a cue card for me that okay, let's see. We've got a lot, and a lot of them have to do with shitting.
We've had so many submissions of shit related questions that we could do an entire episode of this podcast on poop problems as runners.
It's like what our fans are. They want to talk about it, but we'll do something. Let's see what this is.
This is Emily from Minneapolis. Longtime listener of my partner talking about your podcast. I've never actually listened to an episode, but I thought I'd call after I heard about the topography episode, and I have some ideas. The first is split short, a little baggier, but then again, you have the issue with that hurdler whose junk fell out. You could also go with a baggy shorts that are long liners, like chubbies. Not necessarily great for performance, but here we are. My next idea is to figure out what they do for TV shows where they definitely have stuff blocking the packages of the male actors when they're in their underwear.
Okay.
But yeah, looking forward to hearing about the next podcast when my partner tells me all about it. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
So this is like a secondhand podcast listener.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I love it. I love it. Here's why. Because my husband is not online. He's not online the amount I need him to be online to be able to relate to me. I am online. I am chronically online. I don't care about it. Like I will shout it from my mountaintops. I don't think I'm too good to be online. I'm online. And I want him to be in the zeitgeist with me, and he's not. And it's very frustrating. So I have to explain meme culture. I have to explain what's going on in the world, what's going on with the girlies. Like I I appreciate this. And he absorbs so much, almost entirely every piece of pop culture knowledge that my husband has in his brain is from my mouth. So I would feel honored if on my behalf he called into one of my favorite pods to ask a question. So I'm all for this.
Okay, you've sold me on it. You're Will doesn't understand memes.
No.
What the what?
I know.
What an idiot! I love memes so much.
So much. So much.
What was even her question? Okay,
Well, she's just giving us some ideas of.
oh, okay,
of
yeah.
Yeah, she's giving us some ideas to solve the topography problem.
That topography thing really has the whole runners, the whole half tights under split shirts, all that shit. A lot of people called in to talk about it. Tons.
It's a hot topic. It's such a hot topic. I mean, think about, there just aren't that many, there's just not that many variables in the equation of being a runner, right? Like, we don't have another team that we're opposing. We don't have many threats other than, a soft tissue injury or a stress fracture. It's like, what do we have to fight against? And it is inappropriate topography.
Yeah, no, I get it, but like what I liked about the voicemails was the stuff like the guy who has just got dumped. And I want our voicemails to go in a non-running related area. I don't want to keep talking about half tights under split shorts. I want. Is it crazy? I want more. I want more than
You're
just
asking
running.
too much.
My God. Okay. So yeah, lady, we hear you. We agree. She said Chubby's. Never forget his. Never forget
Chris Robinson's
penis.
Never forget.
We won't. Okay. Here. Let's see.
Hi, Eric and Aisha. Big fan. Anyway, so I just saw Aisha's Day in the Life reel, and it reminded me I've been wanting to call in with some hype for our girl. Eric gets a lot of attention, and I just feel like we need to take a moment for our hilarious and gorgeous queen. Aisha holds down 2 jobs, and she runs, hikes, lifts, goes to Pilates, somehow has a social life. She has a hot work husband, a hot real life husband. She has cute fits, an infectious laugh. She's an Olympian, and somehow she's doing all of this on 2 to 4 ounces of water.
Oh my God.
That is so nice.
She's on your dick.
And it feels good.
That was really nice.
That was really nice.
So shout out to you.
Thanks. Wow. I'm going to write that in my diary.
That was really nice.
Do you feel jealous?
No, I don't feel jealous. Because you deserve your flowers, Aisha. Are you trying to make me jealous? Yeah.
Hello, question for Aisha. Eric, you can also weigh in.
Another Aisha question. Now I'm jealous.
What is the purpose of the women's uniforms? I feel like the materials and fits are getting smaller every year. A lot more skin being shown. And the men don't wear, bikini bottoms and sports bras or the equivalent. So, yeah, what's the thought behind that? What's the purpose? Talk me through it. Thanks.
Okay. I will say I'm not the most against the women's kits that you might want to hear from me. I liked racing in that. I liked racing in the sports bra. So it's slightly longer crop. It's not a total sports bra, but it's like a built-in bra and then like a really lightweight, like you would think this is like a disposable material. It like feels like you're wearing nothing. It's awesome. And I raced in buns. And would I even though I don't look that different than I did when I was racing, would I want to put that on now? Not really. But when you're in like the shape of your life and it's 95-degree wet bulb temperature in Tokyo, I'd want less.
Yeah, you want less.
I want less.
Everyone does.
Everyone wants less. And it's not, I think when I was an athlete, I didn't really, my body was like, it was more than just an object necessarily. It was like my body was a means to an end. My body was what did my job. And I really did not spend that much time thinking about how I looked in a uniform or what uniform I was going to wear or how much skin I was showing or whatever. Like this is my vessel, and my vessel's pretty damn fast. And I want the least amount of clothing on because I want to be able to move freely. I want to stay cool. And I think this is a very small population. Think of this as like less than 1% of 1% of 1% of human beings that are standing on the starting line of the Diamond League. This isn't like it's not like it's just like a different mindset when you're putting on your uniform to race. And everybody's given options to wear split shorts and a tank. And people do. Faith Kipyegon often changes up what she races in with the longer shorts and maybe a full length top. Not everybody has the choice to choose. In every kit, I was given the option of shorts, like split shorts, sort of like a longer tight that would be more like a bike short, buns. They're called hot shorts. Like, so the really short shorts, you're given a crop. You're given, in some cases, a tight tank top. You're given a loose tank top. Sometimes you're given a cropped short sleeve tee. Sometimes you're given a cropped long sleeve, like tight shirt. There are so many, like you're given the full spectrum. And I think it is just less of a talking point. It's less of a thought in the back of, the top 20 women in the world. So take it with a grain of salt. It's not for everybody, but not everybody's on those start lines.
Are the women's uniforms getting smaller and smaller? Or have they kind of? Well, here's like the big, like you want to talk like the uniforms, right? The women's uniforms, the Nike kits for the Olympics was kind of like the talk for a while because they displayed them on a mannequin and they looked kind of off, right? You're like, this is kind of a weird, and they were getting it from everybody. They're getting it from athletes. Everybody. They were getting it from obviously getting in the public. Athletes were commenting on it, and it did look bad on those mannequins. But then you see it on an actual athlete, and you go, yeah. I mean, is it? I don't know. Like, is it? Yes, it's like, I guess you would say skimpy for in any other scenario.
Yeah,
besides,
not wearing into the office.
Yes, this isn't you. If you saw somebody in the airport wearing it, you'd go, "That's crazy," and maybe illegal. So that feels illegal. Like that. Bring it back to like meme culture. It feels illegal. But I don't like. Then you see it on athletes. It looked, fine. Looked like every other kit does. I don't know. Like I just like. Has kits in 2025, are they so much different than women's kits from 2015? And are those 2015 kits so much different than kits from
what FloJo was wearing?
Yeah, exactly. You see FloJo, it's like it's the same. Like when you're asking for the levels of performance that is needed to do well at these meets, you need it's like you want the absolutely nothing as far as material to be getting in your way or like hindering your stride length or feeling like it's it's to anything, you know, so it just doesn't, I don't know. I just don't think throughout the years, it's like women's uniforms are getting less and less. I don't know.
I agree. I don't think they're getting less and less. I do think it is very different when you're talking about like the pinnacle of the sport and the fittest human beings on the planet, and the margins that you're talking about of restriction or drag of wind resistance or all of these things. Like, think about cycling. Like, they're wearing next to nothing, extremely you could say that's revealing, like for men to be wearing the skin tightest, extremely thin outfits in cycling, where they're riding 60 miles an hour on the side of a mountain, and if there's nothing stopping them to falling to their death.
These men need to cover up.
But it is a performance. It's a performance choice, and I think it's okay. And I stand by my choice to race in the skimpy stuff, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm choosing this because it's skimpy. It's like, I'm choosing this because I feel fast as fuck, and I feel good being fast.
Also, you have to imagine that, of course, these product development teams are working with athletes every step of the way. It's not like they're just unveiling these kits that not a single elite athlete has tried on. They've run in it. They've said, you know what? Because I would do the same thing. I'd be like, look, I need less. If I'm a hurdler and I'm like, look, I think these shorts are like getting in my way a little bit. I'd be like, I like a lot of them. I like aspects of them. I like the material. I don't like how it feels maybe when I'm hurdling. I don't know, but like, they're working with athletes. It's not like these kits and these products that are being unveiled to the public that these athletes are wearing aren't tested by elite athletes.
Yep, it's a choice.
Do you want to do one more? Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, okay. We do. That's a great question, though. I'm glad
that was
a
great question. It's not like the direction I'm like hoping our voicemail's going, but I want more
unhinged.
I want more unhinged, but that was actually a good question.
A good one. Yeah.
And we'll take more of those. Let's see.
Baltimore. Just had a couple of notes after watching the Athlos meet.
He's got notes.
Which I found like weirdly regressive and sort of sexist. I don't know why everyone fucks with the crown thing. Like the Tiffany crown princess just makes me a little, makes me cringe a little. But the more important thing is the commentators just, every single time, it didn't matter if it was Faith or, any incredible athlete, right? That's what they are first and foremost, since we're watching a track meet. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they have done. If they're a mother, they're special. They are to be remarked upon, and that is the most important thing about them, since, that is, I guess, what women are supposed to do. No one talks about, male athletes being fathers. And
it's a hell of a question.
I don't get it. What is the point of this meet? Is it to, advance women's athletics, or to perpetuate these like weird, stereotypes? So I don't know. I'll let you sort of take this and run with it. I'm just a man after all. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just quick, afterthought. No underwear under tights.
Okay. Now we're back to this shit.
Big print gang forever. Love you guys. Bye.
Interesting. Wow. That's a lot there. And
there's
something
there.
Yeah, he's really thinking critically about the presentation of this meet. And my thoughts have been expanded, for sure. I think what is always a challenge when you are doing a women's only event is riding the line of celebration and genuineness, and then performative dumbing down. I think that is the tightrope women's sport is walking down right now. And it is really hard to capture the essence that you want, right? Like you want this to be a women's event because you want it, like the comms team at Athlos is like, we want to celebrate these incredible athletes. They are female athletes. This is a showcase of some of the fastest humans on the planet. We are going to celebrate this. We are going to give them a platform because they deserve this platform. They have earned this platform. We have given it to them. That's what I see. And this is part of the difference that I couldn't quite articulate of the in-person versus packaged presentation of Athlos. In person, it feels very genuine. And all of the athletes are treated so well. Everyone is so happy to be there. There is way more athlete to crowd interaction. There is a lot of, I mean, it is just teeming with mutual respect. But I do see the gap in the presentation as we saw it. And he raises some interesting points. Considered.
So you, well, so he said he had like, he took some issue with the commentary, and you can kind of understand where he's coming from.
I can kind of understand it. And if we want to get philosophical about it, I'm not sure, like the motherhood thing, I could see how this is problematic. Like if you want to call it regressive, if you want to call it misogynistic to like celebrate motherhood, being that the female body is intended, from the powers that be to say that like the female body's job is to reproduce. It's like, that's not every female body's job. Like that's not the utmost celebrated thing that we should be like. It's hard to prescribe to someone what they should do with their body. Some would say wrong. But I think there's a lot of respect due to women who have come back to sport after having children and have come back to extremely high levels of sport. I watched Kate Grace, my good friend, train through a pregnancy, and it was marvelous to behold, like what she could do. So I mean, I think that in celebrating the female body, you're also celebrating that possibility, right? Like bringing life into the world is great. So it is, again, a fine line of like, yeah, we want to celebrate this. It is part of the experience as a female bodied person that you could do this, but it is not the end all be all. I think it's fun to highlight, but yeah, it is all about walking the tightrope of celebration, but not performative.
Yeah, I think, I mean, as far as like the commentary and if they kept stressing motherhood, it definitely does make sense to bring it up if if the athletes had just given birth. Absolutely makes sense, because to get back to that level after giving birth is unbelievably difficult. But yeah, if it does keep coming up, I can understand being like, look, yes, it is unbelievable. It is amazing, but let's treat this. I don't know. It does. I can kind of understand that guy's point. If it was coming up time and time again, I can't, I didn't listen to the commentary enough where I was noticing like, oh man, it's coming up nonstop. But also, this is a brand new thing. So it's like, it will take time to figure things out a bit. I thought it was a great job. The total production value and the product they rolled out for 2 years is good.
It's really good.
Really good. And I think it'll and the more time that goes on, it will get better. But yeah, you definitely don't want to feel like you're dumbing anything down a bit. It's like, look, this is amazing. It's not amazing. Like, it's great that it's here. It's one of these things that you're like, yeah, it's great. It's here. And let's treat it, I don't know, like, let's treat the commentary, or like something like that's like a time tested product that's like going to be around for a while, not just something that's, I don't know, but
it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. So we can't be judging it as the final product.
He also had a problem with the tiaras. Is that what he had a problem with?
Crowns. Yeah, the many crowns.
Is tiaras wrong? What is
the difference between a tiara and a crown? That's a great.
Yeah. They were from. Well, I mean, actually, I think the crown's cool.
Yeah.
They're also. I mean, they're Tiffany. They're very expensive.
Yeah. I think it's cool.
They keep the crowns? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a nice
cool.
piece of.
But
hardware.
like when you think about trophies, that's a unique trophy. Like we have some trophies back here. Behind me in my backdrop are a few trophies, and trophies are fun. Like I don't take issue with the crown. I don't take issue with the crown.
No,
it's like
I don't.
I think it's cool.
It is really cool. I think it's also funny. Like they had Serena Williams Serena Williams is putting all the crowns on.
And she didn't. She bless her heart did know what was going on.
She had no. Like you want to talk about You want to talk about commentary?
Yeah.
Serena Williams had no idea what was going on. She should not have been.
Yeah, she told
her hubby. Her hubby was like, "Baby, I need you back. Like this would be great if you did this. All you need to do is like." Say good race, like congrats, you won. Put this this crown on their head, and she's like, fine, I can do that. And then like probably 20 minutes before the show went off, he's like, actually, we needed you to do full on interviews, and she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you'll figure it out. You're a natural athlete. She got out there, and look, Serena, I get it. As someone
we've been before.
Been there. You got it. You felt the heat of the content creator zone, and you didn't like it. You couldn't handle the kid. Look, I get it, Serena. I get it. It was tough, and I know it's tough, but you're gonna have to work through it the next time.
Yeah.
Her post race interviews were tough.
But we've been there before, girlfriend. We have been there before where CITIUS Bag says you guys are now doing post-race interviews. We've never done a post-race interview in our lives. We've given them. That does not mean you're going to think of good questions in the moment. You are in the hot seat. You have no idea. You hope you black out and something smart comes out of your mouth because it is not an easy job. So we feel you, girl.
We get it. But yeah, I honestly think Serena should have literally done no interviews and just put the crown on their head and like shook their hands and said, fantastic race. Like go and go, go twerk and go dance and see you later. instead of trying to do the interviews. And I'm like, God, that's not what I look like at the content creator zone, is it?
No, it's not, Eric.
And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, and then I'm like, then I rewatch them. I go, I look worse.
The edit of the Dream Richards interview just flashed in my mind. Yeah. Good stuff.
Great stuff. Yeah. Me and Dream Richards interview was Serena Williams and every single person out there at Athlos. All right. Well, look, it's getting close to my bedtime, Aisha. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah. We will shut it down now. Great episode. And we'll talk again. So you got skiing this weekend.
No, remember, I'm not going to go out there with the drunkies. I'm
Oh,
going to
you're
go
right.
next
You're right.
weekend.
Okay,
So
next weekend.
I'll be ready whenever you're done at the Toronto Marathon. We'll
We'll do it.
record.
We'll do it Saturday. I'm gonna break. We
Okay.
will. Because look, we got some these fans need these episodes on
We have
Monday, and we don't. When we don't get them out, they're pissed.
They're pissed. And honestly, I get it. So we'll get an episode to you so you can have it for Monday morning. We have a backlog of voicemails to get to. So expect next week to be a bit voicemail heavy.
A lot of poop. Yeah, a lot. We literally have a lot of shit to get through next weekend, unless you guys help us out and talk about some exciting stuff in the voicemail. I'm begging you, Aisha. Why don't you do him a favor and hit him with the voicemail number?
Please call us at 856-279-0080 to leave us a voicemail about anything, especially if it's not about running. I really hope I just pulled a random phone number from my stack of chicken scratch notes from my desk. I'm almost sure that's the right voicemail, but if it's not, leave a voicemail there anyway.
And just call it, leave a voicemail. Yeah, thank you guys. Please call. And Aisha, I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Love you. Bye.